I'm alive. Welcome everyone to another episode of FPL Focal. It's game week 29. It's a blank game week, only 4 fixtures. Hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me. It's a slightly shorter stream today, just a 45-minute one. For those that don't know, I got laser eye surgery yesterday, so I'm still healing from the surgery. My eyes aren't great, hence no webcam for this one either. But I couldn't not go live, right? Couldn't resist the temptation to do another stream. So yeah, here I am. Hopefully I'll make it through. My eye drops are in. I haven't made my transfers yet. I still need to do those, so I'll do my transfers during the stream. Appreciate everyone here so far already. Adam, James, Jano, Ollie, thanks for tuning in. Difficult one this game week. There's obviously not many fixtures, and it's difficult to read what's going to happen in these fixtures as well, I would say. You know, Spurs are out of form. Massive shock yesterday getting knocked out of the Europa League. They play against Villa, who obviously aren't pushovers this season. Again, Arsenal v West Ham, not an easy game to predict. Brighton versus Newcastle, that one's a bit easier to predict, I would say, but only in terms of a clean sheet. And Brighton do have the best clean sheet odds of all of the games this game week, so that's about as far as you can go in terms of predicting this one. So I've still got my free hit, but I've actually not activated it. I'm going to keep hold of it and hopefully use it in the later game week. So who's everyone got the armband on? Kane was the obvious pick for the armband, and I've still got the armband on him, but obviously last night their Europa League fixture went to extra time and Kane played 120 minutes, and obviously Spurs got knocked out. 3-0 they lost last night, so they lost 3-2 on aggregate. They won the first game 2-0. If you want to see the eye patch, I don't have an eye patch actually. It's just that my eyes are so sore and they're a bit red, and I'm blinking a lot. But maybe keep the idea that I've got the eye patch. It sounds better, doesn't it? You can imagine I'm sitting here with an eye patch right now, and instead of a parrot on my shoulders, I've got Teddy on my shoulder. So Adam's gone Captain Dallas. Love that. Love the Dallas pick. Dallas is going to be one of my moves. So maybe I should just walk through what I'm planning to do this game week, and then we can crack on with the rest of the show. So I've got 2 free transfers. So I'm going to probably sell DCL for Bamford. A little bit of a gamble, Bamford. He picked up an injury in the last game and he went off in the 34th minute. So I'm taking a bit of a chance that he's okay. As you'll see in the news roundup in a minute, Bielsa did say that he thinks he'll play today. And it's obviously the first fixture of this game week. So my second move is going to be Sterling to Rafinha. And then my last move is going to be Digne to Dallas. So I'm going all in on Leeds, basically. It could be quite a tight game tonight against Fulham. But they do have Sheffield at home in 30, which is obviously a very, very appealing fixture. Sheffield just look down and out right now. If they didn't already, they look even more so now, having lost Wilder. And yeah, Leicester rolled them over last game. What was the pick? I think it was like 4-0, 5-0 when they played against Leicester in game week 28. So I'm definitely targeting that fixture as well as this one. Could be a very good game for Rafinha and Bamford. And meet these 3 moves, they leave me with 7.7 in the bank, so I can do Smith Rowe to Fernandez in game week 30. So that's my thinking. That's what I'm probably going to be doing. But yeah, captaincy is an interesting one this game week. I don't think there's a standout pick. Like I say, I'm going to probably keep the armband on Kane. I think he still just edges it for me, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see someone like Dunk or Dallas, or someone unexpected like Trossard come out on top. Could be Mopai. Anyone in chat activate the free hit? Ollie's got the armband on Laka. Nice. Laka's a risky one as well. He played obviously in 28 in the North London derby. We saw Aubameyang get dropped. Apparently he was late, so that's why he was dropped, and then Arsenal went on to win that anyway against Spurs. And then Aubameyang played last night in the Europa League, not his best game, so it's a difficult one to predict. But it wouldn't surprise me if Laka starts again in the league. James has got the armband on Kane as well. Haven't made your transfers. What transfers are you planning, James? Jano, how we doing, mate? He said, thoughts on Burn, Cancelo and Barnes to Lingard, Dallas and Cresswell. I think there's a chance Burn plays, if I'm not mistaken. So you might kick yourself if Burn does end up starting. So Cancelo and Barnes to Lingard, Dallas and Cresswell. Again, like I was saying, it's a difficult one to predict the Arsenal versus West Ham game. I can see Arsenal scoring that. So you'd be hoping for an attack in return. Have you got Rafinha, Jano? You could do Barnes. I think I prefer Rafinha just because of that fixture in 30 as well. I like the moves, it's just I'm not sure about selling Burn during the blank game week when there's a chance he plays. Unless there's been any more news. I think Potter said he should be fine and likely to play. But yeah, for a -4, not the worst moves to be honest. Anyway, let's crack on with the news. So one of the players I mentioned just then was Bamford. And early this week, Bielsa said, we think that yes, he will play on Friday. He has a knock on his hip that is painful, but we don't think it will make him miss the game. So, but yeah, Bielsa's kind of renowned for being quite upfront and honest in his conferences. He's even named his entire starting 11 before. So I'm going to take that one at face value and hope that he is in the starting 11 tonight. So I will be selling DCL for Bamford. On to the Villa news. Dean Smith said, I'm hopeful for Jack Grealish. I'll leave it till Sunday morning. He's not trained with us at the moment, but he's pain-free. So we could see, at long last, the return of Grealish this game week. If not, he's almost certainly going to be back for game week 30. In more Villa news, Dean Smith said Bertrand Traore is having an injection and he will train on Saturday, so he should be available for selection come Sunday. He got a whack in the rib, took a tumble over the boards, and he was in a lot of pain. He went to hospital, but thankfully there was no bleed, just some painkillers for that, and he'll be ready to train Saturday morning. Yeah, so he's having an injection for the pain he's had following the last fixture. So he should be back. If he doesn't start, I'd expect him to be on the bench as a minimum, considering he's had the injections. So yeah, talking about Aubameyang and the whole Lacazette situation. So Arteta was asked whether he's going to strip Aubameyang of the captaincy, but he said no, it was dealt with on the day, it's been resolved in a really positive way, and we move on. I cannot tell you if he'll play tomorrow or not, no. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether Aubameyang does come back into the 11 or Lacazette does, because the last time we saw the both of them start was all the way back in game week 19. Which suggests it's really either Lacazette or Aubameyang that starts, not both. And as I say, Lacazette started in the North London derby, which Arsenal won, and Aubameyang played last night in the Europa League. So tough one to call. I think Lacazette may actually start, if I were to guess. Last bit of news. So Hingman's son obviously out injured, and Mourinho said Sonny's injured. I don't know how long he'll be out for, but of course he has no chance against Dinamo Zagreb. So yeah, this was last night's fixture where of course he wasn't in the squad, and Spurs went on to lose that one. Shocking result. So this is the that's not it. That's the scout for last week. Where's the do I have the scout pick for this week? Oh, I do. Here we go. So this is the scout selection for game week 29. So they've gone for Meslier, Dunk, Tierney, Dallas, Aubameyang, Bale, Lingard, Rafinha, Trossard, Kane captain, and Antonio. What are you guys' thoughts on this lineup they've picked? The scout obviously get the free hit every week, and it's something we track week in, week out to see how they actually did. Pretty decent team, I would say. Aubameyang, like I say, I'm not sure whether he starts or not. I like the Trossard pick. He's looked lively recently, and he scored last game week. Very good fixture, Newcastle at home. And if there's going to be a goal coming from Brighton, you would expect him to be involved. So James Jack's thinking Salah and DCL to Bell and Bamford. Maybe Thomas to Veltman from -4. Yeah, I like those moves. I like those moves a lot. I think those of us with Bamford are going to be crossing our fingers and toes and everything else that Bamford actually starts tonight. I think he does, but it's a tough one to call because we don't have a lot to go on besides Bielsa saying he thinks he'll play. He wasn't spotted in the training pictures, worryingly, yesterday, but they could have been given him the day off, so let's see. Kristen's gone Rafinha captain. Love the Rafinha pick. Good luck. Joey, I have a full attacking lineup, but one defender and Cresswell. Is it worth a -4 for Dunk or Dallas? I think it is. My -4 is going to be for Dallas, and I think it's justified. He's been playing out of position in midfield, and his next 2 fixtures are Fulham and then he plays Sheffield at home, so he could easily repay that hit over the next 2. You know, if you plan to wildcard over the international break, then it's probably not worth it as a 1-week pump, but I think it's worth it because he's got the very good Sheffield fixture as well on 30. Rari asks Trossard or Gross. I prefer Trossard out of the 2. I think we've even seen Gross play wing back a little bit, but he is on penalty duties. But if I had to pick between the 2, I'd say Trossard, and that's who you can see the scout have picked here as well. The scout have gone Trossard. So yeah, my 3 moves will be DCL to Bamford, Sterling to Rafinha, and Digne to Dallas. So that will give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. 9 if you count Son. So I think that's about an acceptable amount to scrape through the game week without using the free hit. I think if you've only got 5 or 6, then it's worth using the free hit. But if you can field 7 or 8 plus, then I think you can make it through this game week. You might even get a green arrow if you get your captaincy right. Emotion aside, I'm crossing on my arm hairs. Yeah, I really hope Bamford starts tonight. I'm going to be so upset if I sell DCL for Bamford and Bamford doesn't start. Ollie says it's easy for the scout this week as there's not too many premiums, so can afford the most key players. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Yeah, they often pick some real differentials to try and balance their budget, but that's the other thing. That's another reason why I'm not tempted by the free hit this week, because you can't even spend your entire budget. It's impossible. You literally can't spend your whole budget on a starting 11 this game week. I've got a free hit draft actually, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, and I think I had something like 8 mil in the bank left. Anyway, a quick update on the Kings of the game week. So I haven't streamed since game week 28, and this was how it ended. So Iheanacho, 17 points. He joins the Kings. The scout actually had him in their pick for game week 28, so that was a very good pick because they did have a couple of players that were a bit slightly dodgy picks. I think they had Aubameyang. I suppose Aubameyang was unlucky. I think they had a City player that didn't play, and they had someone else who got a 0-pointer. But yeah, Iheanacho completely rescued their pick. So that's something we'll continue to track as well. The other thing we'll continue to track is the Premier League Players FPL League, courtesy of FPL Bot, FPLbot.app. And James Justin's still well in front. Looks like he's spending his time on the sidelines well, because he's almost back into the top 10k. 10.6k at the moment. He's on 1,876 points. Way ahead of John McGinn, who's in second. He only scored 36 in Game Week 28. Red arrow for him to 347k. Cole Bartley, just under 500k. Matt Target leapfrogged Maguire. 70-pointer for Matt Target in Game Week 28. Very good score. If anyone wants to have a look at this site themselves, it's FPLbot.app. Not sponsored by them or anything, but I thought it was a pretty cool website. Anyway, this is the update on the offensive stats over the last 4 game weeks. So now City are top in all metrics. So that's goals scored, expected goals scored, shots on target, and big chances. So City top all 4 of those metrics now. Leicester probably got a huge bump in theirs from Gameweek 28 when they rolled over Sheffield, and they're actually second in all metrics except for shots on target, which they're third in. I think Jamie Vardy could actually become a very interesting differential in around game week 31. Leicester have a pretty favourable run of fixtures, and I do fancy him as a good differential. I was playing around with a wildcard draft and I actually had Vardy in there along with Kane for a big double up top. Rock bottom, more or less what you'd expect really. West Brom and Sheffield bottom for goals scored, only 0.2 goals per game. Expected goals scored, again Sheffield bottom there, along with Crystal Palace. Zaha's back from injury now, so we could see a bump for Crystal Palace. Shots on target, again Sheffield rock bottom, and big chances, Fulham and Palace at the bottom with 0.8. So it could be a good thing for tonight's fixture, Fulham versus Leeds, considering how few big chances Fulham have been getting over the recent game weeks. In terms of the defensive stats, unfortunately for Sheffield again, I mean, this is why I think there's an opportunity with the likes of Rafinha and Bamford in 30, and probably Dallas as well, because you can see Sheffield getting rolled over. I mean, goals conceded, they're top. Expected goals conceded, they're top. When I say top, this means they're effectively worst, the highest amount. Shots on target conceded, top again. Big chances conceded, 4.2. So it's not great for Sheffield, and they're definitely a team to target when you're looking at transfers to make. So the likes of the Leeds players. So I'm going all in with the Leeds triple up. Hopefully it repays me this game week, but if it doesn't, then I'll be hoping that in game week 30 they repay my hits. I need to make my transfers still, so I'll be doing that shortly on the stream. Just checking if there's been any other Bamford news on the internet. I don't think there has been. No, the only news we've had is what Bielsa said. He said, yeah, we think he will play on Friday. He has a knock on his hip that's painful, but we don't think it'll make him miss the game. Yeah, I think I'll have to just trust Bielsa in this one. Thanks everyone again that has tuned in so far. Really, really good turnout. Appreciate you all being here. Always number one, CFC, Jano, Joey, Mark, Ollie, only for fun. Anyone else I've missed there, appreciate you all being here. Don't forget to like the video while you're here. If you're not subbed to the channel, hit subscribe. And don't forget to get your votes in on the captain poll. We'll check the results of that shortly. Captain poll is on our Discord, which there's a link to in the description as well. Sam says, I've got 6+ Son, bringing in the defender or mid. Only have Dallas in defence. Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, only having Dallas in defence, but the thing is, you're not alone this game week. That's what you have to remember. I'd say on average, it's going to be somewhere between 7 and 8 players that everyone's able to field this week. So it's one of those where we're all in it together. And if you don't have your free hit, it can actually be a good thing long term if you don't go all in on the blank. Because, you know, if you go all in on this blank, you could end up with players you don't want long term. You know, maybe Bell ends up not being a good pick in the coming game weeks. You know, you could end up getting a player like Trossard or, you know, Brighton defender, or double up on the Brighton defence. Brighton don't actually have good fixtures after this one. So we're all in it together. I'd say if you can field 8 or 9, then you're looking fairly good for a green arrow. So let's have a look at the shots in recent game week, and this kind of reinforced what I was thinking about Kane. So over the last 4 game weeks, Kane is far and away top for shots. Yes, we've seen a drop in the form of Spurs. It's kind of the narrative right now. They've been knocked out of the Europa League, but I still think there's enough justification to leave the armband on him. So my armband's still on Kane. I've considered a few other players in my team like Rafinha, Dallas, but I'm going to probably leave it on Kane. You can see below him it's 13, 14, 15 and 16 shots, and then he's had 22 over the last 4. And again, shots in the box. Kane again top with 12 over the last 4 game weeks. So he's taken 3 shots in the box every game over the recent 4 game weeks, which is where you want your players to be taking shots inside the box. Much more likely to score there than anywhere else on the field. So in terms of how players have done historically, Bamford's scored 3 goals and assisted once in his last 3 matches against Fulham. So if Bamford does make his way into the starting 11, it could be a good game for him. It's just a little bit of a risk, I would say. We don't know 100% if he will be in the starting 11. And the last thing you would want is for you to put the armband on him. He's on the bench and then he comes on for the last half an hour and gets you a 1-pointer. But historically, he's done well against Fulham. This record obviously will include some of the matches in the Championship before they came up, but under the same managers. So 3 goals and an assist in his last 3. Decent record. In terms of Kane's record against Villa, again, he's got a very good record. He scored 5 goals in his last 3 matches against Villa. And in his last 2 games, he got a brace. So a very, very good record for Kane against Villa. The last one, this one's absolutely not recent, but Gareth Bale netted the first hat-trick of his senior club career the last time he faced Villa, which was back in December 2012. These diagrams courtesy of FPL updates and tips on Twitter. Really, really good account to follow. They got some good stats. I thought that was quite an interesting one. I mean, this is obviously a lifetime ago in footballing terms, but quite a fun fact, that one. And I'm sure the commentators will be alluding to it when they play each other this weekend. Who do you guys think is going to win the Golden Boot this season? This is how it stands at the moment. So Salah's on top with 17, Kane's on 16, Bruno's on 16, DCL's on 14, and then Son and Bamford are on 13. Do you think it's Salah's to lose, or could Kane make another late push in the season like we've seen him do before? Tough one to call this season, the Golden Boot. Very tight. I mean, it's amazing that Salah's even scored 17, considering how bad Liverpool have been. Salah's kind of continued scoring, I would say, as much as he has in previous seasons at this point. And it's Mane that's massively dropped off. I think in FPL terms, Salah's something like 60 points ahead of Mane. So a massive drop-off this season for Mane. Because last season they were neck and neck for a lot of the season. I actually owned Mane for a good stretch of last season. I jumped on him at the right time. But yeah, this season it's only been Salah really that's been worth having at various points in the Liverpool midfield. Emotion aside, why have they chosen that photo? Yeah, good question. Was that the Bale photo from when he was at Spurs the first time round? I guess that's why, because he got that hat-trick in 2012 during his first stint at Spurs, before he had the man bun, or the ponytail, or whatever it's called. Joey says, right, Bale captain, who cares? My life is a downward spiral. Oh, come on, Joey. Cheer up, mate. I know it's a blank game week, and then we've got the international break. We all feel the same as you. You're not in it alone. This is what the blank game weeks and international breaks do to you. Right, I'm going to quickly make my moves, so let's do that now. We've got, what, 15 minutes till the deadline? So it was Dallas. Oh, that looks a bit dodgy. Dallas in Ferdinand. Oh, lucky I checked that. Definitely don't want to do the Bruno move now. There we go. So it's Dallas in for Digne, Rafinha in for Sterling, Bamford in for Calvert-Lewin. In case anyone's wondering why this looks dodgy, it's because I wrote some custom CSS, which is why my FPL looks different. As you know, it's got the custom background and the FPL focal logo and all that. I basically redesigned the FPL website using a browser add-on. Thanks to my background in IT, that one. My degree wasn't for nothing after all, but I've obviously not done it completely right because this has come out horrendous. Anyway, that's my 3 moves, so confirm transfers. And then that is the team. Kane captain. I'll leave Rafinha on vice. Dallas starts. That's it. Save team. Exile Chaz, how we doing, mate? He says, I'm having a headache between Bale and Aubameyang. So yeah, we were talking about Aubameyang earlier in the stream. And the problem is, he obviously missed the North London derby. Apparently because he was late. And as a result, Lacazette started and Arsenal went on to win that. Now, last night in the Europa League, Aubameyang started and he didn't have the best game, I have to say. So I think it's a bit up in the air whether he even plays. So if your headache is who to put the armband on, definitely Bale. If you're wondering who to transfer, I would say Bale edges it as well, just because we don't know whether Aubameyang will play or not. And I guess that will also answer Mikas's question about taking a hit for Aubameyang. I wouldn't do it personally. And the other thing is, like I was saying earlier, you don't want to go all in on the blanks and leave yourself with players you don't want in the future game weeks. And in game week 30, Arsenal play Liverpool. Liverpool haven't been as good, obviously, but still expected to be a tough fixture. So I wouldn't really want an Aubameyang personally, and that's coming from an Arsenal perspective. Well, faint doing the Soccer Guru command. In fact, yeah, that reminds me. Let's have a look at the Discord. If anyone's not voted on the captain poll, we'll have a look at the results now. Yeah, we actually added a new bot this week that lets you play Ultimate Team on our Discord. It's actually really good. Really good little game. If anyone wants to join our Discord, there's a link in the description. Very useful FPL results. We've got things like the price changes, the lineups. Oh. Messages failed to load. Is my internet gone? Don't tell me my internet's gone. Am I live? I guess I'll reload here. Oh, brilliant. Alright, well the captain poll isn't going to happen. Sorry guys. Let me see if I can just quickly log in on another tab here and then I'll throw it back over. Annoyingly, I've got bloody 2-factor, so I have to put in a code every time as well. I think we're back. Right, there we go. So yeah, these are the channels we've got. So we've got the price changes, we've got the lineups, live scores, bonus points, stats bot. So you can type in things like info Rafinha, and then I'll give you info about a player, injury updates, game week stats, top 10k stats, insider trading, and of course the captain poll. So let's have a look at the results. So Kane's on 47 votes. Wow, massive favourite. Followed by Rafinha on 10. I must have missed a couple of players because we've got 10 votes for other. Has anyone in chat voted for a player not listed there? I'd love to know who the others are. Who have I missed? Dallas, I suppose, isn't there? Might be Dallas. Maybe a Leeds defender. Maybe another Brighton defender. Dunk's got 3 votes. Aubameyang's got 4. Bale's got 3 votes. Just 1 vote for Bamford. But yeah, Kane, the massive favourite. And I'll just chuck my vote in there as well. Right, let's have a look at the goal scorer odds. So Kane is top for Goalscorer odds, according to the bookies, 47% chance of a goal for him against Villa. Aubameyang in second with 40.5% chance. Likewise Mopai, interestingly. Lacazette's 35.5% chance. These bookies odds, of course, assume that a player will start. So the likes of Son, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Bamford even, they're not guaranteed to start. So these odds assume that they do. Likewise Mitrovic, actually. I mean, it just shows how slim pickings this game week is when you're looking at the goal scorer odds here. Antonio 31% chance of a goal. Bale 28% chance. In terms of the clean sheet odds, so Brighton are far and away top. 47% chance of a clean sheet for them against Newcastle this game week. Tottenham, Arsenal and Fulham all have a 29% chance of a clean sheet. So the bookies actually fancy Fulham just barely to keep a clean sheet compared to Leeds, 27% chance. West Ham 25% chance, Villa 23.5%, and Newcastle 21% chance. So bookies don't fancy a clean sheet for Newcastle at all. So it's just a matter of getting the right player. It wouldn't surprise me, like I said earlier in the stream, if it's a player like Trossard or Mopai that ends up getting those points. But this is the expected points table for game week 29. Kane again top for expected points, so 5.4 expected points for him, followed by Dunk 4.5, Veltman 4.5, Aubameyang 4.4, Sanchez, the Brighton goalie, 4.3, followed by Antonio, White, Watkins, Lookman, Trossard. I mean, again, this kind of paints a picture why I don't think this is the best game week to use the free hit, because there's not any decent options here. It's difficult to predict which players will do the best in this game week. Whereas in game week 33, I think it is, Man City blank and I think Spurs blank as well. And Spurs could have a double in 32 directly before. So that's when I'm thinking about free hitting, because it'll make that double and then the following blank easier to navigate. $10 minutes till the deadline. I think we should have a quick round of who's that player. You guys a game? For anyone that's not played before, I'm going to show you a cutout of a player, and you have to try and guess which player it is. So in all three of these, they don't have the normal pose, standing straight onto the camera with the hands by the side. Let's see if we can guess who it is. So this is the first one. Who is that player, chat? Slightly side-on stance. Arms crossed. The question is, who is that player? James reckons it's Rafinha. Adam says it's Jota. Dylan, Suji, I didn't see you sneaking. How you doing, mate? Dylan, good to see you, mate. You guys you just lurk in the chat, don't you? You lurk, and then as soon as it comes to who's that player, you guys start messaging. Didn't realise you guys were here. El Padrino, how we doing, mate? Samuel reckons it's Rafinha. Worth faint. El Padrino, Suji all reckon it's Rafinha. You are spot on. It was Rafinha. That is his FPL picture. Arms crossed, slightly side-on pose. Here's the next one. Who is that player? James, that's the real reason we tune in. They're here for the Who's That Player minigame. I'll try and keep these going for every deadline stream now. It's a good little break, because there's always a lot to digest. There's always a lot I end up putting together for these streams. James, Dylan, El Padrino say it's Soufal. Worth Faint says it's Vladimir, which of course is Soufal. Toff says it's Soufal. Jack says Soufal. I used to pronounce it Kufal until chat corrected me that that's not how you pronounce his name. It was indeed Soufal. Everyone got it. These must be easy ones this week. Okay, let's see if you get the last one then. Hands behind the back. Or maybe hands in front. Might have his hands down his pants. Who is that player? Oh, Ollie's got no idea for this one. I've stumped Ollie. At last. James reckons it's Stones. Oh, I might have finally got you guys with a good one here. Erdegaard, Ollie says. It's not Stones, it's not Erdegaard. Dylan reckons it's a Welsh Mafia member. Who's that then? Which Welsh Mafia member is that? Sam says it's Bale. Oh, Cahill, that's a good guess. It's not Cahill. That's a good guess though. It does look like him. I think it was just Sam and Dylan that got this one. The answer was indeed Bale. Well played, guys. Well played. That was this game week's edition of Who's That Player. So Hassan asks, Kane or Bamford for captain? I would say Kane, because we don't know 100% if Bamford starts. At the top of the stream when we were doing the news roundup, Bielsa's comments were, I think he'll be fine to play this weekend. He took a hit on his hip, but Bamford wasn't spotted in yesterday's Leeds training pictures or videos. Again, he could have been given the day off just to recover ahead of starting tonight, but we don't know for sure. So I would err on the side of caution and go Kane if I had to pick between those two. Really appreciate everyone that's tuned in so far. 26 watching right now. I can't believe how this channel's grown. Really appreciate everyone being here. Feels like a few months ago when we started this channel and it was just a few of us. There's normally just me and Adam, just the two of us chatting for an hour straight. But it's amazing how it's grown. Appreciate everyone being here. Great turn up for this one again. Especially considering it's just a shorter stream today. For anyone that wasn't here at the start of the stream, I had to do a shorter stream today because I got laser eye surgery yesterday, so I'm literally recovering from surgery right now. Putting my eye drops just before going live. But my vision's good. I can see clearly now. Where Fate says it's all ears for Bale. Exiled Shaz, I've just swapped from Rafinha to Kane captain, got scared. Oh, you know what? It does also depend on where your rank is, because Kane's going to be very heavily captained. His effective ownership is going to be well over 100%. I think it'll be something like 150%. Whereas Alexa Rafinha, you know, and even the punts in defence like Dallas and Dunk, who could do well, they're going to have very low ownership. And if you do go for someone who's not Kane, then basically if Kane gets any returns, you'll drop rank, even if you own him, because you've not captained him and his effective ownership's over 100%. Sujit says, I'm capping Rafinha, resisting to swap to Kane after seeing Focal's choice. Yeah, don't copy me. It was between Kane and Rafinha for me as well, admittedly. When is the Villa versus Spain Spurs fixture? It's on Sunday, so they'll have today and Saturday and then Sunday until the evening to recover. People often talk about, you know, players played 90 midweek or 120 minutes midweek, like in Kane's case, but I don't think it actually has as much of an effect as we often think. I mean, these are elite athletes at the absolute peak of physical condition and fitness, so it's well within their capability to play, you know, another game after 3 days rest. So I'm trying not to overthink it, and that's why I've gone for Kane. He does have the best odds, as we saw in the Bookies Odds section of the stream. and the expected points section of the stream. But I will say I fully expect a random player to come out top this game week, like a Rafinha or a Dallas or a Dunk or a Trossard or a Lucas Moura. Someone like that I think is going to actually end up on top. Interestingly, Kane's not made the Kings of the Game Week this season. As always, we'll track that and I post it on Twitter and we cover it each stream. But yeah, I was surprised. Son's made it, Bale's made it, but Kane's not made it yet. We've only had one repeat all season, which was Mahrez back in Game Week 27. Maybe this is Kane's week. Maybe it's not. Maybe Sujat's got it right. Rafinha. Chaz is ranked 80k. Very good rank. Yeah, it depends where you're looking to go from there. If you want to protect your rank, then Kane makes sense. If you're looking to target a differential to fly up the ranks, then someone like Rafinha or, you know, Dallas, Dunk, Bale, that sort of player. Ratz says, I punted on Lacazette hoping for the best. Good luck, Ratz. Hope it pays off. Jack says, I've left myself 15 minutes to make all my decisions this week and I instantly regret all of them. Punted double Fulham defence because of how bad Leeds are at defending corners. Interesting. Who did you punt on, Jack? Faint says, all the best, lads and ladies. All the best, mate. That's it. It's 6:30 UK time. Or 5:30 whatever hour, depending where you are in the world. I actually had a look at the YouTube and the Discord analytics, and we're quite a worldwide channel and Discord. We've got people from quite a lot of people from the USA, India, Singapore, Ireland. There's a few European countries, which is great. All coming together for no doubt an underwhelming late game week with only 4 fixtures going ahead. Cheers for tuning in, James. Good luck, mate. So Jack went for the Aina and Anderson double up. Oh, big game tonight for you, Jack. Big game. Anyway, I managed to make it the whole stream. Thank you so much everyone that tuned in. Appreciate your being here. Don't forget to like before you go. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Best of luck in this blank game week. I'm not sure yet when the next stream will be because sadly we've got an international break off the back of this blank. Yeah, unfortunate that, isn't it? Blank game week followed by an international break, but maybe we'll do one over the break. Certainly we'll do a deadline stream for 30, but for now, thank you everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate you all being here, and I will catch you all on the next one. Cheers, guys.